Hey everybody, hope you guys doing all right. And I've heard about it before, but it only recently, after hearing it on Steven Crowder, actually, did it kind of just like remind me to look into desalination. And so I'm gonna read you guys some information on it. All right, so desalination, removal of dissolved salts from seawater and in some cases from the brackish, slightly salty waters of inland seas, highly mineralized groundwaters, geothermal brines, and municipal waste waters. Excuse me. This process renders such otherwise unusable, waters fit for human consumption, irrigation, industrial applications, and various other purposes. Existing desalination technology requires a substantial amount of energy, usually in the form of fossil fuels. So again, this is where, utilizing things like Tesla coils and a way to harness the abundant energy that's around us all the time would be extremely vital in operations like this, and also vertical farm growing systems. I'm gonna get into both of those, and they can also both work together because you can not only can you use possibly the Tesla coils and the energy around us, but you could, like the Gulf of Texas is a very desert, very sun-lit area on the planet that's also right next to the ocean. So there's a possibility of using pre-existing solar panels, because a lot of the times the solar panels that we use today are come from just the process is very detrimental to the environment. So they're not good, but we can use pre-existing ones that have already been made to help harness that sunlight in those areas like Texas that have a lot of sunlight, that are also next to the ocean, which would also provide the ability to desalinize ocean or seawater. And then this would also provide you with not only food, but more fresh water. So, all right, let's move on. Irrigation. Existing desalination technology requires a substantial amount of energy. Okay, yeah, usually in the form of fossil fuels. So yeah, we would replace that with an alternative energy source. And so the process is expensive. For this reason, it is generally used only where sources of fresh water are not economically available. In addition, the amount of greenhouse gas emissions and brine wastewater generated by desalination plants pose significant environmental challenges. So yeah, the greenhouse gas, so that's because, again, they're using the fossil fuel system. So if we change that energy source, then you won't have the same type of greenhouse gas emissions. And I'll have to look into the wastewater generated by desalination plants. So I'll do that later. The desalting of seawater is an ancient notion. Aristotle described an evaporation method used by Greek sailors of the 4th century BCE. An Arab writer of the 8th century CE produced a treatise on desalination. In the 19th century, the development of steam navigation created a demand for non-corroding water for boilers, and the first patent, for a desalination process was granted in England in 1869. The same year, the first water desalination plant was built by the British government in Aden to supply ships stopping at the Red Sea port. The first large still to provide water. Okay, I think they misworded that. For commercial purposes, was built in 1930 in Aruba near Venezuela. By 2019, about 18,000 desalination plants producing a total of more than 95 million cubic meters in excess of 3.4 billion cubic feet of potable water per day were in operation throughout the world. All right, so there you go. It gives you guys a little brief rundown, and I'm going to go into specifics and look into the wastewater, just all the different aspects that go into desalination to make sure that it is able to be a process that is not detrimental to the ecosystem and to thus the animals and the human beings. So, all right, I love you guys. Hope you have a good day. Bye.